Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Omnipod insertion tutorial. It has probably been 3 years, maybe 4, since I've done a diabetes themed video. Actually, I think I only have one that's still up, and it's my Dexcom tutorial, arm tutorial for Dexcom. And I believe there's been several generations of Dexcom that have come out since then, so it's probably pretty out of date. But I am going to be doing a updated Dexcom tutorial when the new one comes out. I didn't want to do it now because they're getting very close to a new one coming out. That being said, the new Omnipod is out. This is an Omnipod Dash tutorial, which I did want to get up before the new one comes out because I'm sure there will still be a lot of people using the Dash. The new one's been out for, I want to say 3 months now, and I have still not gotten it, but I will be getting it next month. So, really quick disclaimer before I start this video, because I don't want any comments saying any of this. I strongly recommend going through with the Omnipod training before changing your Omnipod yourself for the first time. Maybe my Omnipod has been screaming at me to change it for 6 hours now, and I've been putting it off so that I could film this video. But as I was saying, go through your training and maybe use this video the first time you are going to change your Omnipod by yourself after the training, or maybe you're helping someone with their Omnipod for the first time, or you just want to watch this to be prepared for your Omnipod training so you know what to expect. Or maybe you're even looking into getting the Omnipod and you want to see what it's like to change it. Well, either way, thank you for watching, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the supplies you're going to need. It's very simple. I've been on the T-Slim and the Medtronic Paradigm, and I just can't believe how few things you need for this. Everything you need is in here, so you don't have a cartridge, syringe, all that stuff, thing that connects to the bottle. Everything you need is in here. So you need your PDM, or you need your pod kit, you need your PDM, of course, and then you don't need this. This is my skin tack remover for taking off my old pod. You need your alcohol prep wipe if you use those, and your bottle of insulin. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to disable my old pod first, because the PDM does not give you an option to start a new pod until you've disabled your old pod. So while you're in your PDM menu, there are 2 ways you can get to your pod. You can click on pod info, or from the home page, from the dashboard, you can click on the little lines for the menu and then go to pod. And then you're going to click change pod and deactivate pod. Then you're going to swipe away the discard pod, and we're gonna hit set up new pod. After you've done that, you can go ahead and remove this pod. You can actually remove it usually before you do that. It doesn't matter. You can do it before, you can do it after. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go ahead and use my tack away wipe. And if you have any trouble with adhesive for Dexcoms, for pods, I strongly recommend tack away. It makes it so easy to get the adhesive off without it hurting. I don't really have sensitive skin, but I do find that 3 days wearing a pod is not enough time to get all the adhesive to loosen. So. You can throw this away. For convenience of this video, I'm gonna move my pod from this arm. Ooh, it's kind of sticky. I'm gonna move my pod from this arm to this arm. I normally go this arm to that leg, and then that leg to this arm, kind of like an X to rotate more, but for ease of this video, I'm just gonna put it on this arm. So you're gonna open up your kit right here. Try to keep it flat when you open it, like this. And then you're going to grab the syringe body, and then underneath, sometimes you can't really see it because the Omnipod blocks it, but underneath the Omnipod at the bottom is the syringe needle. So just kind of grab it out from under. We're gonna twist these together and pop the needle off. Everyone probably knows this already, but just in case you just have never done anything like this before, you have to put air in the vial before you can pull insulin out because of the pressure of the vial. So the Omnipod has to be filled up with at least 85 units. I'm gonna go ahead and do 200 because I usually use close to 150 to 200 per session. So I'm gonna pull it down to, I think I'm gonna do 175. So pull it down to 175 with air. And then with the vial facing up, you're going to inject the air in. You wanna hold the vial up so that you don't create bubbles in the insulin. And then you're gonna flip it over and you're going to slowly pull the insulin into the vial, or into the syringe, sorry. And I go a little bit past 175 to account for bubbles. And then the bubbles on the top, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a flick, okay? And then while leaving this like flat on the counter, you're gonna go ahead and put the syringe into this hole. There's a very noticeable arrow showing you which hole to put it into, right there. And you're going to push it like all the way in, like until it stops. And then you're gonna slowly inject the insulin into that hole. And it will beep when it gets to 85 units. So that's the minimum amount that it has to be filled. And when you hear the beep, just keep going if you're doing more than 85. If you hear like a scratching noise, my bearded dragon is hungry. She hasn't had her salad yet and she's like scratching at the front of her tank. Okay, and then go ahead and pull it out. Put your cap back on and dispose of it in your sharps container. Okay, after that, we're going to pick back up the PDM and you're gonna see how it tells you to fill it up. After it's filled up, we're gonna go ahead and hit next. And it's going to start priming. Oh. I hit it, it needs to be closer to the PDM or to the pod when you hit it. I hit it and it says it cannot locate my pod because I was holding it up there. So now that you've seen where the button is, I'm just gonna hit try again with it right next to the pod. What they taught me in my training is to actually touch the pod to the little tray. And I do recommend doing that. I normally do that, or I at least have it within a couple inches. Now it says communicating with pod. And it says priming, please wait. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. And you're gonna hear your pod clicking at this point. It's gonna click for probably a good like 10 to 20 seconds. And it'll tell you when it's done on the screen. So I'll show you what that looks like when we get there. This is what it sounds like. So sounds normal. Every once in a while you'll get a click that sounds more like forceful. It's actually what it sounds like when like the needle injects, and the first time I heard it I was like, oh my god, did it just like inject the needle before I was ready? Okay, so it just stopped clicking. Still says priming. And then you're gonna hear that little sound that it just made, the doo-doo, in case you didn't hear it. And this is what you're gonna see. Do not push start until the pod is attached to you, because when you hit start, you only have one more thing to hit before it starts injecting the cannula. So what you're gonna do now is this blue thing right here, you have to break it off, and it can feel a little bit like you're doing something wrong. You literally just take it and snap it this way, so. And you just break it off. And this is where we're gonna go ahead with our alcohol prep wipe. I'm not even gonna lie and say that I always use this, because I don't, but for the sake of this video, I am. And then you're going to, I like to hold it by the pod at the bottom, like, so I hold it like that, so it's like facing me. And then peel off these little stickers, or these covers, sorry. And then we're going to go ahead and just put it on. And we're going to smooth around the edge. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to hit the start button right there. So we're gonna hit start, and it's going to ask you to confirm the pod attachment. And we're going to go ahead and click confirm. And then I like to pinch up a little bit right here while it does the clicking, because it just gives you like a little bit of like a pocket of fat for it to go into. And there you go. It clicks like 4 to 6 times before it injects. So you can count, or if you just don't want to know, just, you know, it's like 6 seconds, and then you'll feel it go in. Or maybe you won't. If you're lucky, then you might not feel it, but I feel it a little bit. And then it's gonna ask you if the cannula is inserted properly. When it's inserted, you'll be able to see like a very, very vague pink square. It makes it seem like it's gonna be like a bright pink square on the top. I can like barely just see like a little hue of pink. So I like to look at the actual cannula in the little, there's like a little window on the front to make sure I see the blue cannula actually going into my skin before I hit yes. And then we're gonna go ahead and hit yes, and it says your pod setup is complete. So that's it. And then it is going to alert me in an hour and a half to check my blood sugar to make sure that everything's going okay. But yeah, that's it. And I just love how simple it is. I mean, I can do this all in like under a minute. When I was on Tandem, there's like all these little pieces. It's like this is packaged separately. Then like you have like this in a package, this in a package. You have the cartridge, and then you have the set with the tubing. So it's like 4 things. And here you have all of that stuff in one. And I'm just amazed by the Omnipod. I absolutely love it. I'm thinking I might even do a video that's like comparing the Omnipod to the T-Slim. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that, but I could have used something like that when I was thinking about getting the Omnipod, because I was a little leery of going to do something new. But I am literally so glad that I decided to go on the Omnipod. I've been on it for, let's see, I've been on it for since March, so about 4 months now. And I will be upgrading to the Omnipod 5 in about a month. I have to wait until I run out of pods. But anyway, I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope you had a lot of success inserting your pod. You know, for whatever reason you're watching this, it was your first one alone, you were helping with someone. Either way, I hope everything went okay, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was easy to follow, and let me know if there's any other diabetes tutorials you want me to do. I'm gonna do an updated Dexcom tutorial. I want to do a comparing the Omnipod to the T-Slim video. I think that would be fun. But yeah, let me know if there's anything else you want to see. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!